Hi and welcome to Outside the Box. Today it's the 28th of October and this is our 11th episode. Today we're going to discuss BSK, four-man tournament in Borås in Sweden. And at this tournament there's going to be 24 teams and I think it's 2 teams from Norway also. So it's going to be a great tournament. I will not be attending, so it will be kind of boring, but it will be great for the players. And both Lasse and Lagge are competing there in 2 different teams.
Yeah.
So I thought we could have an episode just to discuss armies and setups within the team. And I'm going to start by asking Lasse what armies your team brought and what you think your army is supposed to do in your team.
Okay, I just want to first say that I actually think there are 3 Norwegian teams, or there are at least 3 Norwegian teams.
Okay.
So that's a lot of fun. My team consists of Dennis and Marcus, me and Eric, all from the Swedish ETC team. Dennis played Wood Elves, Marcus played Orcs, and Eric played, Skaven, and I played High Elves for the ETC team this year. BSK is basically an ETC tournament, but with 4-man teams.
Yep.
Very popular in Sweden, and it's really nice to see those Norwegian teams coming as well. So we've been discussing a lot of different lists. I mean, there are only 4 players, so I mean the perimeters are different than from the ETC. I mean, there are like certain armies that you don't, within quotation marks, have to bring. But we decided that our top 4 in this format was High Elves, Orcs, Dark Elves, and Empire. And even though we had great success slaughtering Empire at the ETC, we decided to bring them this tournament because, part of it is that they're great in this kind of format, and
why do you think so?
Exactly, why do you think so?
It's nice to have those cannons. It's nice to have a list that counters a lot of different things. I mean, of course, you don't want it to play against Skaven and Orcs, but first of all, we're not expecting to see a lot of Skaven and Orcs, and it does counter itself a lot of lists that we're expecting to see. And I'm not sure, but it should be
a question. Why do you think it's better when you only have... I mean, when you look at the meta and see that, okay, you're going to only have 4 armies. I mean, How many big things did you really think that people would bring?
Well, things that cannons kill.
Yeah.
First of all, it's good against demons, and we're expecting to see a lot of demons. So that's one thing.
Okay.
And also, I mean, since we have 3 very stable lists, we're not expecting that much difficulty in the matchup process. It would be worse if we had 2 lists that we really need to hide from certain matchups. But I think maybe Empire will struggle a bit with Skaven and Orcs, but as I said, we're not expecting a lot of those, and it's pretty much the only army that we feel might struggle a lot in a certain matchup.
Okay.
You're buying that?
Yeah, of course.
And also, I mean, basically, I've mostly been minding my own business, but I agreed with the train of thought that the other guys had. So we brought Orcs for the same reason as we're bringing Empire. We're expecting players to bring Empire. And we have a good Orc player. I mean, Marcus, that's kind of what it does. And, I mean, Orcs are good against most armies. So Orcs was kind of a no-brainer for us, and I think people expected...
Yeah, it's a really stable list.
Yeah. And I think most people expected Marcus to be playing Orcs as well. And I mean, so quick run through the Empire army we took. That's a Grandmaster with a runefang, a small light council, a level 4, and then two level...
It's only one level.
Oh, it's only one level 1, right. So a small light council. And then it's a bus of Inner Circle Knights, a couple of smaller knight units, and 2 5s of Demigryphs, who's great cannon and steam tank.
I thought you were gonna say so. It's a small council. It's a level 4 and 2 level 1s. And then, what's a big council?
Yeah. Well, a big council would be like an Arc Lector and another level 1 for strong management. Anyway, so a pretty hard-hitting list, not necessarily defensive at all. I mean, you're basically putting everything into the Inner Circle bus and got a lot of push potential. The Orc list is, 2 units of Trolls, a big unit of Savage Orcs, 2 units of Night Goblins, a couple of Fanatics in those, Rock Lobber, Doom Diver, basic stuff, pretty much. But a lot different than our ETC list, so I guess he's improved or at least changed it a bit, according to the net.
I think it's fun that you made the player who slaughtered the most empires during the ETC to play Empire here.
Yeah, but I mean Empire and Skaven are pretty much his main armies, so maybe that's why that's a good combo for him to play against.
And they are kind of similar as well. They have a few matchups that can push really effectively, and some other matchups they can just stand still and shoot. So I think they are kind of similar to each other.
Yeah. So and then my list, because that's not very interesting. 2 Dreadlords on Dark Pegasus. That's, I guess, the main thing that differs this list from the more common build at ETC. So and they're pretty good at grinding. The Ogre Blade on one of them and Giant Blade on the other one. And then a regular Master on Pegasus. Balsana Bearer with Cloak of Twilight. 2 level 2 Lord of Death Sorceresses. 3 units of Dark Riders. And 2 units of Harpies. Also a Dark Shard Bunker for the Mages. And 4 Bolt Throwers and 2 units of Doomfire Warlocks. So basically our ETC list, but with more grind potential. And I've been playing a lot with double Dreadlords, and I like it a lot. I mean, they're so good at what they do, so kind of wanted to try it out in this format, in an ETC list. So, and it's also nice to have them on Dark Pegasus. At first, I only had one of them on a Dark Pegasus and the other one on a Steed, but so much. I mean, it's such a big difference to have the other one on a Dark Pegasus.
Yeah,
do you think,
makes a huge difference.
Do you have any hard counters for your list? Is there something that you really don't want to play against?
Not really. Maybe it works.
Orc and Goblins, I think, would be a problem.
Okay.
But I mean, Empire wouldn't be that great either, right?
I'm not sure. I mean, it does have double Dreadlord for the grinds, so you could combo charge both of them into a large unit of Demigryphs for a lot safer grind than the single Dreadlord.
Yeah, sure, but
the same
it's
with
not the grinding that it's the problem, it's that they are killed versus the Demigryphs.
Yeah, exactly, but the double ones are not going to be killed.
Why not? They die just as fast.
Yeah, but they kill more. So
sure.
Therefore they don't die just as fast. Anyway,
I mean, they still need to maximize up the Demigryphs, so you still will have 2 people or 2 Demigryphs striking them each turn. Sure, they will.
Yeah, and they... Yeah, sure, that's true, but it's 1 more toughness. And also since they are 2, you don't grind the Dreadlord in 1 turn, right? He dies from like the 2nd turn most of the time.
Yeah, or 3rd. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and by then they have shoot through the Demigryphs. But I wanted to just run through.
Depends on the unit. I mean, I play with a unit of 7 Demigryphs. I don't think you can take that down.
Yeah, 7 may be difficult, but they still grind better than the single Dreadlord would in all cases.
But we could agree it's not an out to lose, but maybe it's not a preferred enemy.
No, the Empire is a bit tricky, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
But then I think the interesting thing is the High Elf list that Dennis is bringing, because that's, in my opinion,
that's so
really
strange.
outside the box. But we've been theory hammering this a lot, and it should be fun to see what it can do. Because like the magic phase is really cool. You have the double level 4s, one with metal and one with shadow. So the metal one has got the Book of Hoeth and a Ring of Fury, and the Shadow one has got a Power Scroll. And then he's got 2 level 1s. I think...
Isn't it just 1 level 1?
Yeah, it could be 1, actually. You got one level 1 on Lord of Shadow.
Yeah.
And then a really big unit, 41 archers, 2 units of Reavers, 21 White Lions with the Banner of the World Dragon, 4 bolt throwers, and 2 units of Sisters, 1 on 10 and 1 on 5. So basically this is like a gun line sort of thing. Just a lot of lowering toughness, lowering movement, lowering armor save. You have the Mind Racer and stuff like that. So it's a really tricky list with a lot of strange things happening in the magic phase that can mess up the opponent's plan.
Yeah, that magic phase is really cool.
Yeah.
It brings a lot to the
but
table.
for me, when thinking about Dennis' playstyle, I think there is a risk that this list will fail him more than his usual lists.
Yeah, might be.
I mean, for me, he plays kind of two kinds of lists. The first one is kind of avoidance and just keep nagging you down bit by bit, and the other one is very reliable units, like when he played the double White Lions or things like that. This, I mean, you know me, and I have always thought that relying on magic phase could just bite you in your ass. And I mean, if you get a pretty good unit in close combat to the other side, I mean, the White Lions are good, but if you don't get a good magic phase, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, but that's the thing. This list has probably the most reliable magic phase, like, of any list. I don't really see how this list fails in the magic phase, unless Dennis does something stupid and rolls 1 dice for something and rolls a 1 and a 2 and count, and something like that. But you have the Book of Hoeth, and you also have the Power Scroll, and you will probably have dual miasmas, and there are so many buff spells here, so even the 41 archers will hit like a ton of bricks.
But for me, I've seen so many times lists like this, and then you roll a double 1, and for the worst case scenario, they still have the scroll, and then you just
but a double 1, that's a free Occams.
Not with the scroll.
Oh yeah, sure, but you're gonna run at this and make it into close combat without using that scroll.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Dennis usually plays more reliable armies.
Yeah, sure. Okay,
I think this army will actually suit Dennis really well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it is this kind of half avoidance, a lot of shooting, does a lot of strange things that is hard to see in the future. For example, like 40 archers will easily take down 30 White Lions and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and people might not think about that in those terms. Like that archer
is
actually really a hard combat unit with all that magic supporting it.
Exactly, and if you get the right spell through, which isn't really that hard with this list because there are so many right spells. I mean, just look at that shooting phase. Yeah. It's gonna take down 1 unit every turn, like just point and pick.
When looking at, I mean, now we're going kind of outside the discussion a little bit, but if we look at Dark Elf lists like Kai has played, does this win the shootout, do you think? When he played it with 4 bolt throwers and just a very fragile but all shooty list.
I'm not entirely sure exactly what list you're referring to, but I'm guessing this will win the shootout. I mean...
But you meant our ETC list, right?
No, I was more thinking about the kind of list he played when he won the Swedish championship.
Yeah, that's our ETC.
Oh, I didn't remember if it was exactly like that.
Yeah, the exact same. Or the difference was 1 archer versus repeater hand bombs.
The thing is that you have the Power Scroll, right? And probably Occams, since he's got 5 levels on Shadow. Which means that you're probably going to want to use your scroll, save your scroll for Occams. Like, for example, if you're playing the Dark Elf list we took to DTC, you don't want to get stuck in with any unit here, as long as, if you don't have a scroll versus that Power Scroll, right? Because that's going to be a really tough magic phase for you, because you can chuck 2 dice at so many buff spells that, I mean, it's just insane. Yeah. And as long as you save 2 dice for the outcomes, the opponent really has to save his scroll.
Yeah, so ridiculous.
So, okay, I think you've said a lot, and one last question before we move over to Lagge. What is your purpose with your list? Is it first put out list, or are you supposed to take a lot of points?
We haven't really discussed that in depth. We're doing the matchup processing in the car on the way down, so I guess that's when we're gonna figure it out. But that's also one of the reasons why we took so stable lists.
Yeah, that's it.
But
because you wanted to do your matchups in the car down.
No. The reason why we're doing the matchup in the car down is because we have so stable lists that we're probably gonna make it anyway. And I mean, I'm looking at taking a lot of points. Yes.
All right. So my team consists of Stefan Pettersson, Christian Wenberg, me, myself, and Kai Gyllinger. We have 2 ETC players on the team, but one of the players, Kai Gyllinger, he has experience from the ETC team as well, and he's considered or regarded the best player in Sweden at the moment, at least from my opinion. He has #1 on the ranking as well. So yeah, that's what we have going for us. We had a first place and second place in the ranking, our team, compared to your team. Honors. Yeah, so we are bringing...
Just have to counter with, you also have the 45th place. So you know.
Oh yeah.
World's worst Woodruff player.
Probably true. Yeah. So we are also bringing High Elves Empire and Dark Elves to this year's BSK, and then we are bringing Demon's Chaos instead of Orc and Goblins. I was actually preferring to bring Orc and Goblins this year, but yeah, there are people in the team didn't know where to get a list, or I couldn't either find someone that had a list that we can borrow it from, and we needed to have the players to cope with it as well. So we are bringing demons because Stefan is really good at demons, so therefore we thought it was a better idea to have him playing demons. So he's playing like a standard demon list. Christian is playing all-out High of Death Star bus with 18 silver helms, the prince, the archmage with Lore of Life, and 2 nobles, one of which is the BSB with Banner World Dragon. And then we are bringing some Dragon Princes to support that unit, and for example in the mirror be able to hunt down bolt throwers and or at least pressure the bolt throwers so our bolt throwers can take out their bolt throwers to get some more pressure onto their bolt throwers, because that matchup is really about the bolt throwers. Then we have Kai's list. It's the same list that I played at ETC. I think there are no changes to it at all.
Did you use the handbows?
Yeah, handbows on the Dreadlord.
Yeah. I think
that was my invention. Otherwise, I just took his Swedish Masters list. Yeah, it looks the same. So it's level 4 with Death, the Dreadlord, Giant Blade guy, 3 Masters on Pegasus, 5 Dark Riders, 10 Dark Riders with crossbows, 24 Dark Shards with Flaming Banner, 4 Bolt Throwers, 5 Harpies, and 2 times 5 Warlocks. The thing we were discussing here was if we wanted to swap the Harpies for the Shades, because the Shades are of lore better. I mean, like the average matchup, they do more, because the average matchup, the Harpies don't do anything, because you don't really need to divert stuff with this army, because you always have to move your enemy. But in those few matchups where you really need to divert, those Harpies come in so handy. So we went for them instead, because the Shades don't do that much each match, but they add some good fire each game. And then my list is the Empire list that you were talking about before. We brought the same list almost. we skipped the small light council and went for more life magic. So I have 2 lists with life magic, and also 1 list with 4 metal levels in the dark demons list. So we have like good anti Death Star lists, in my opinion. And then the Grandmaster, the standard captain, 16 knights, 7 knights. We changed our core section as well compared to your list, and then we are bringing 7 plus 3 demigryphs instead of 2 units of 5, and then cannon, steam tank, and since we didn't bring a level 1, we could do for the Celestial Hurricanum to get some extra pressure in that medic phase.
Okay.
And
maybe we should put a link at under the video.
I will put a link for all the lists so people can watch, but I will especially show your guys' lists that you're playing in the description.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we have like 3 lists: the demons, the high elves, and the empire that will win small wins and can take big wins in the right matchup. But all of them are like kind of fragile just in some matchups. I mean, the high elves don't want to face the shooty dark elves, or others shooting high elves maybe, like your high elf list. I think your high elf list is better in the mirror. The demons is kind of weak versus dark elves as well. But then we have my list that is designed to be able to face the dark elves and can actually punish it quite hard, I think. And then we have the point gather, the dark elf list, which has our best matchups during the tournament. We are finished with our matchups.
Of course. You choose the weak list, so you have to do it beforehand.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
We wanted a challenge here because we have the best
What a crutch.
ranking. So
your list, besides you think it counters Dark Elves, what's the purpose of your list? Or is it a put-out list, or?
Yeah, I think it could be facing like most armies. It can be punished, for example, by Skaven or Orc and Goblins.
Yeah.
Those are really hard matchups. But still, for example, the Empire list, the Orc and Goblin list needs to like spread out the characters because they can't have my irresistible dwellers to be cast on them and stuff like that. So there are ways to punish those kind of lists as well. But for example, double troll list or like 10 trolls plus the double doom diver list will be very hard, and that's like every Orc and Goblins list.
Okay.
So I don't want to face them. That was like the reason that I wanted to bring Orc and Goblins as well, because they don't really have that weak matchups at all. For example, I know Marcus don't like the Dark Elf matchup, but I think that's one of the strongest matchups for Orc and Goblins, because if they just can avoid the Dreadlord getting into that block, it's a really good matchup.
I think
That's pretty hard.
I mean, the thing that I felt he was most afraid of is the purple fun.
The purple fun.
Yeah, when people and
The problem
that's
is
not my thing. I have to give some credits to Jack Armstrong for twittering that one day, and I laughed a lot. And he plays Lizardman and said, "Oh, and now he puts out his purple fun."
But the problem is really, I mean, the Search Orcs, they're gonna start dying really fast versus shooting when you have to save your dispel dice for the purple sun, and there are 3 soul blights against you.
Yeah, sure.
And that also goes
But
for
you
combat.
can still screen them with like goblins if you want to.
So,
Yeah, sure, but
And
that's
your
not gonna be a
shooting
good
is really
matchup for you.
effective killing Dark Riders, and the Dreadlord will never get close to you if you can just hit with Doom Divers once on that unit. And this
Sure,
is
now he's got goblins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't at EGC.
Okay.
Yeah, he had 2 units of goblins there. It's weird.
Did he?
Question. I think we have to move on.
Yeah.
The Norwegian teams. What do you feel about them, and have you watched their lists? And do you think they're bringing something really hard, or going to have a lot of fun?
I think they bring kind of hard lists.
Yeah.
And I know they're really good players as well. I played Asbjorn this year at ETC, and I was like one die roll of getting wrecked. So I know he's a good player, and he is bringing. I think he brought it like the same list, like the Star Dragon list. Didn't bring that, right?
Not sure.
Asbjorn. No Star Dragon for him. He brought a Lord Master.
Yeah, that list, yes. The infantry.
So it's more like the German list, I guess, with the White Lions.
Okay, sorry for the problems we've had a lot of technical problems just a minute ago, and I had to install new drivers, and yeah, it was a total mess. We ended off by talking about the Norwegian teams at BSK, and I think my last question was, do you think they will end up like top 5 or?
I think the top 3 definitely. One Norwegian team will take a top 3.
Top 3 place, yeah?
Yeah.
It's possible, absolutely.
My votes go for the Asbjorn team. I think they have the most solid list. Asbjorn and Martin, Amund and Oystenberg. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Solid list, like through, and brought the Skavens, the High Elves, the Lizardmen, and the Demons. Like all lists can win small wins, like in every matchup. So I like lists.
Yeah, I agree.
So if we're gonna move into predictions,
Sure.
we can start off with Lagge. Top 3.
Top 3, as I said, one of the Norwegian teams, and then I think it will be a classic, my team and Anders' team. We've been like switching first and second place the last years, or you and I, Lasse, have been in the same team, but we and like the rest of your team, those Westeros people, have taken good placements at not at ETC, but at BSK.
And at ETC.
And at ETC, that's true. That's true.
Do you agree, Anders or Lasse? Do you think?
Yeah, those are my predictions as well. I think that Swedish this year's captain Håkan and his team might do well, and there are a lot of good teams, we should say, right? But
I really like Jimmy P's list, the Wood-Off list.
yeah,
It's really strong.
I mean, there are 24 teams this year, so it's a big tournament.
and
in
the majority
Swedish,
are good teams. I mean, like you can find more than 12 good teams here.
Yeah.
So I mean, but I think that the old timers is the strongest Norwegian team. I'm not sure about the team that Frederick belongs to, the ETC ref.
Yeah.
Because I don't know the other players, so it's really hard to say. I don't think any one of them is an ETC player, at least. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna say anything about that. But and then
you have already have, so.
Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna take that back.
Yeah.
So and then the third team with Herman and Halvard is also a strong team.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least in drinking competition.
And,
Yeah.
To make this a little bit more fun, I mean, this is before the tournament. We're going to take like 1 minute in the next episode after this tournament to discuss just your predictions. I mean, you haven't really said top 1, top 2, top 3, but I think that's fair because we all know it's really tight.
I don't think it's going to be tight. I don't think it's going to be tight. I think that we are going to win by a large margin, and then it's going to be tighter for the second and third place.
Okay,
you put it out there.
I don't think Kai will mess up his record. He has like every tournament he's been to this year he have won, so
we shall see.
Yeah, but this one is going to have good players.
So the last prediction is we can start off with Lasse. How many points will you take during the BSK?
It's 5 games, right?
Yeah.
It's 6 games, or is it 5 games?
No, it's 1-3-1 so far.
Yeah.
Okay. 76.
76 points.
Yeah.
Again?
I think I will take 75.
75.
And I think Kai will be the highest scorer at like 83, 84 points, and whatever he gets, Dennis will be 1 point after.
And Dennis after. I will write this down and just, we can have a little laugh at the next episode and just see how you did. But I think that wraps it up for today. Best of luck to you guys. And I had to root for Lagge. He and Christian are in my former team. I think next year I will try to go there, but I think the teams will probably stay the same. So I will be with. It will be me and 3 blueberries going there.
Didn't Lasse wasn't your team as well last year?
Yeah,
he was, but you also have Christian. There are 2.
Yeah, that's true.
There are 2 members.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Lasse, maybe a comeback next year.
Maybe.
So you guys take care, and to the community, we will get back on, and in the next episode we will discuss end times.
Yeah. And the episode after that we're gonna discuss how it went at the BSK.
Probably. Take care. Bye.
Bye.